Okay, this is an NP241 DLD transfer case. Show you how to take it apart. I already took it apart so that you don't have to watch me do it. Start by pulling the fork off here that pulls your sensor out. This is your speedo sensor. Put that to the side. Then remove these 4 bolts and tap it with a hammer and it'll pop right off. Then on this shaft here, there's a groove. This snap ring is supposed to go there. Take snap ring pliers and pull that off. Then you can tap this, break the seal, and there's actually a nice little lip here to put a screwdriver underneath and just crack it loose and pop that off. I'm gonna lift that up. Now this is your bearing housing, and this holds your pump in place. So these little tabs fit in this here. Put that off to the side. Now you can, there's a snap ring right here. Pull that off, and that looks like this little guy. Then you can pull your drive gear off or your speedo. Then there's another snap ring underneath that, which keeps that gear in place. Remove that as well. Then you can crack the seal loose. Some of them have a little slot around the edges where you can stick a screwdriver nicely and pry it open. It's just silicone. Careful though, because it's aluminum, so you don't want to snap the ears off, but just tap it with a hammer and pop it off. And then the oil pump will come with this upper housing here. There it is. So there's your housing, and this is your pickup for your oil, which lubricates everything. Now in this little groove is a magnet. Mine's out already. Now we can see our gear facing the front. There's also another snap ring right here. This guy, that snap ring fits right around there. Pull that off. Then there's a spring, and my washer fell down there. This spring keeps this fork up against the collar here that moves the fork into your different ranges. So remove that. Keep a note that my washer's at the bottom there. And now you can just pull them off together. You slide that gear up and slide this gear up. And now you have most of your transfer case disassembled. So this is usually the problems that it gives, is these plastic things wear and then your forks wear. So put that off to the side. Now inspect your synchros, your teeth, make sure that they're not wore, and make sure that everything's nice and clean. You can set that off to the side. Now, this was the fork that was giving me the problems. This is a brand new fork, about $100. You can go to any training shop and buy that. That fits in there, spins nicely, and that engages this tooth set into the planetaries. And that's about it for the top half disassembly. Now, to change the seal on the output here, we'll get into that. Now mine's not leaking, so I'm not going to do it, but in here's a nut. You got to spin that off so you can either hold it, stick it in gear before you even take anything else apart and crack it loose, but an impact gun works the best. Then this collar slides off, and there might be a snap ring there and another washer. But then you can lift this out and get at the seal in here and replace that seal. I'm only going to replace my output shaft seal because that's the only one that is really leaking on mine. Now this is a planetary gear set. You don't really have to get too worried about that if there's no shavings or anything in there. Mine's nice and clean, so I'm going to leave it alone. But this is what gives you your 4-wheel low. Your power comes in. By engaging the planetaries, you get your low range. So, other than that, there's my little washer that sat on the end of that spring. That's it for transfer case. Make sure you clean your surfaces nicely. Just silicone to put them back together again. Make sure that you clean that magnet. No big chunks you want to worry about, but shavings is fine. Metal wears, and that's the point of the magnet, to pick that up. So, other than that, there's your transfer case. Very simple, very straightforward. When you get your new parts, line them up to the old ones and make sure that you did get the right parts. There's a lot of variances in these. Like there's a DLD, DHD, there's a 243, there's a 241. And if somebody accidentally sent you the wrong fork or the wrong chain or the wrong gear, it'll bind, it won't work right. And if you aren't 100% satisfied in how it went back together again, there's probably something wrong, and just double check those parts. It's very straightforward, and that's all there is to it. Here we go. This is your range fork, 4-wheel high, 4-wheel low. So essentially the power goes straight through, or it goes up, over, kind of around, and then through your gear and then back out to you. That's how you get your low. So there's actually a split in between here. So it either goes straight through, or it goes, it adds this to it, or it drops it into low, goes through this gear, kind of comes back out again, and then goes to your output shaft. This range fork sits in a groove inside here, and it's able to slide on this shaft back and forth, and that's what your range is. So my issue with this was it was stuck in 4-wheel low, and it would just kind of grind because the fork was so wore that this collar didn't have enough room or enough movement to actually catch the next set of gears. If you grind it too long, you'll wear those teeth off and it'll cost you more money. So put that shaft on there like that, making sure that that pin is nicely in the groove there, and then the shaft here will center the other half. And then make sure that your plastic teeth are all there. So this one already fell out again, so I gotta find it and put that back in again. And there it is. Take pictures of every step in case you're wondering what goes where. Phones are perfect for that. Just every time you take something apart, take a picture of it, and it'll really help you putting it back together again. When you are putting it back together again, make sure that nothing's binding as you're going, so that you're able to spin everything, and then just try moving it into 4-wheel drive before you put it back in the truck. Make sure that all the ranges are working and that nothing's binding and it's really easy to turn yet. So with the tranny in neutral, you should be able to spin it no problem in any of the positions. Good news, just found out that Andrew from Canada Catalyst is coming to the open house. We met him in Dominican actually years and years ago, way before the channels. Either one of us ever had a channel. But he has a 50s Cadillac, I think, and a 60s Skylark. So I've seen the Skylark, haven't seen the Cadillac. Don't know which one he's bringing, if it's that or one of his Volkswagens, but looking forward to having him here. If you guys are planning on coming, shoot us a line so we know roughly how many people to go, get food for, or drinks for, or whatever. And yeah, hope to see you here. Here we go. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because you never know what you're going to see next week on DEBOSS Garage. If you like what you see, there's a lot of stuff happening to help support the channel. And remember, if you're not filthy, you're not rich.